Welcome back, guys, for turn 3. We're gonna continue on. Been really busy with work. This game has not been completed yet. So the Germans are gonna try to keep formulating this plan of this right flank sweep to try to take that British base downrange there. And what I'm signaling there, guys, is I had 3 tanks that were bailed out and none of them got back in. So the Germans, it's just sometimes, guys, the dice gods are just not with you. And this is the case for the Germans. There's another missed remount roll for the Germans. Very frustrating. I just cannot crack the British code. I've already decided the next game I am putting an 88 outside of the German base, even if I'm playing against Americans, because Americans will come with aircraft also. I haven't decided what I'm going to do, if I'm going to do a combined American-Brit list. We're going to totally reconfigure the desert board next time. It's going to be centered around a village in the middle of the board. So that's something to look forward to once we finish out this game. And it's not looking good for the Germans. I'm thinking it might only go to turn 4, maybe turn 5 before the Germans capitulate. It's not looking too good for the Germans. They're just not really putting anything together. And if you're playing Brits and you're a German player, guys, mid-war desert, you've just got to have anti-air. I've got anti-air on my right flank, but I just don't have it on my left. I'm gonna have to put in an 88 anti-air over there to protect my left flank. So we're still gonna hang back with that Tiger. He's gonna take pot shots at the 17 pounders, and if he moves any closer, he'll be in range of them. And last game, the 17 pounders took the Tiger out. So you don't want to mess with those 17 pounders. You want to stay well away from them. If you notice, that's what I'm doing with my Panzer III platoons. I got 2 of them on that right flank, and I'm really trying to hide them back behind those that oases to give them some cover before I can move up that right flank by that butte, that rock outcropping there, to give them some more protection. I moved my rear guard Panzer IV platoon there, 3 tanks to the middle to take on those I want to say Churchills, but the Crusaders coming up the middle. They are now threatening my middle, so I have to deal with that threat. So I've already pulled my Panzer IVs off of the original game plan. So I'm going to take a shot downrange, which I missed. I had 3 shots at the Crusaders, no hits. And then Tiger, no hits. 2 rolls, he got snake eyes. Unbelievable. And then I was just merely trying to take out that spotter team, and they hit him, but he saved. So the Germans just aren't doing anything, guys. It's just pitiful, absolutely pitiful. I'm ashamed to call myself crazy German at this point. Actually, I'm not, but for the sakes of this game, it's pretty dismal. All right, now the Brits move and shoot. We're definitely going to range in. I'm signaling there. We're going to call in the 25-pounder bombardment onto those Panzer IIIs and drop some little boom booms on the tops of their little turret heads and see what we can do. I'm definitely going to be bringing in some 17-pounder action. And you'll see here in a minute, I don't get this to use the 17-pounders because the bombardment bails all those, well, bails the tanks that were in range, or within the template, let's put it that way. The 3 leading tanks. So that British left flank is going to stay where it's at, and I've got those Grants are basically parked in that oases there on the Brits' left flank, and they're just going to sit there and take full shots with their hull-mounted turrets and their turrets. If that made any sense. Now I'm going to line those Crusaders in a firing line up the middle. Now they're going to be deliberately moved within 16 inches so we don't get any modifiers on the hits. Because, you know, with those Crusaders, you need everything you can get. And with the Brits, guys, the important thing with the lists I've learned with the Brits is to take advantage of their movement, because they can move a lot and really move up on you quick. And that's one of their biggest strengths. I mean, they can really slip up on you, and now you're automatically on defense, which is almost what's starting to occur to the Germans here. They're stalling on the right flank again. They're just not making any progress. We'll see turn 4, and the left flank of the Germans is basically fallen apart, and now is it to complete and total defense. And I'm thinking by turn 4, if turn 4 doesn't turn out well for the Germans, by turn 5 they will be in total defense mode, if they haven't lost the headquarters by that point. So I'm basically figuring out what I'm going to do. I'm looking at my moves, and I'm deciding what I'm going to do up this right flank of the Brits. Will be the Germans' left flank, and I'm just going to scoot them up, man. I got my 3 Grants, my Grant platoon over there. I'm definitely scooting them up that right flank, and then I've got that beautiful battle group behind him with the Stuarts, 5 Stuarts with some of the universal carriers. Now the Grants up that right flank, they've got universal carriers with them accompanying them also, so that's a nice combo. I love armor infantry combos. They're just sweet to play with. You can really move up, get those troops out of your transports, and start, you know, dealing out some damage. Can you see how far up I have moved these Stuarts? Now you just wait and see what those little Stuarts are capable of, because I was able to get them moved up where I had 2 shots from 2 Stuarts. Boom, right up there. And then of course I'm going to be bringing in my Hurricanes. They're going to come in too, but you'll see here in a second the Hurricanes, they really weren't necessary because my little Stuarts just did the job. So we're going to do a bombardment. We're going to, if the bombardment doesn't clean up, we're going to clean up with 17 pounders. We're going to sweep down the middle with our Crusaders, firing at the 3 Panzer IVs, and my right flank sweep. And we'll see here in just a minute. Oh, I almost forgot my Hurricanes. I almost forgot them. There I am. Yeah, they're flying in right on that Panzer IV's head. So if the Stuarts don't do the job, I've got Hurricanes will at least do something. So here's what happened. With the combined fire of the Grants and the 25 pounders, all 3 of those tanks were bailed out. No destroyeds, but they were all bailed out. So those couldn't even call any shots in. My Crusaders, nothing. I got some hits, but no penetration. Then, the surprise of surprises, one of my Stuarts, the commander tank, we'll say, destroyed this Panzer IV. No kidding. It happened. I couldn't believe it. But it happened. He destroyed that Panzer IV. So now I got that platoon only has 2 bailed tanks. That's basically useless. So there's the look from the German side of the devastation. Now I got to bail back those 3 tanks back in. It's a mess. It's a total mess for the Germans. My Tiger, he's not doing anything. Have a good one, guys.